Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Stephen Laggy Gamer, and after a not so fun day at work, I'm here with a game discussion on a game I actually beat a few days ago, and I'm now finally getting a chance to talk about it. And that is one I was really looking forward to this year, super excited about, and that is Killer is Dead. And this, of course, is a limited edition. If you pre-order, got it day one, and there might be places that have extra copies of these for people who didn't get it, but limited edition. And I already showed you guys what this had in that, so I won't go pulling that stuff out. But yeah, Killer is Dead, a Grasshopper manufacturer, Suda 51 game, which he wasn't as heavily involved in this game as other games. He was an executive director, and he actually wrote the story for the game, which means he did have a part of the game, but maybe not as heavy as a role as like in Shadows of the Damned and stuff like that. But this still strongly has influence of him everywhere in it. Like I said, he did do the story, and he was executive director, so he was still overseeing everything. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Killer is Dead. What's it about? All his storylines in Suda games are just crazy anyway, and this one's just right up there. This one you're following Mondo Zappa, who just pretty much he got hired to be a part of a service that he pretty much assassinates people. Basically, what will happen is he works for this company, and his coworkers, this big black dude named Brian, Vivian, who's like this sexy blonde chick, and his annoying little sidekick, Miyaka, I think might be her name. But anyways, yeah, that's the little band of misfits here in this game. And pretty much what will happen is in this game, people will come in to the office and say, something has happened to them where they want someone or something executed, and it's Mondo's job to go out there and live out this execution, this order, and of course they get paid money and stuff for that. And what's really crazy with this is the connection with every execution he's having to go through. It all kind of relates to the moon. It all starts coming together and has something to do with the moon. And as you go deeper into the story, you actually find out pretty soon what's kind of going on with the moon and the relationship there. And that's pretty much how the story is told through these assassination missions, meeting in the office area to talk about them and going out to perform these missions. Mondo Zappa as a character, he was pretty cool. He just had this vibe to him since he is a gigolo on the side. He's got this gigolo vibe. There's gigolo missions in the game. He's just confident, cocky. He thinks he can take on and beat anything. He was pretty awesome. Maybe not my favorite Suda character created, but he was still pretty cool. The side characters like Brian, the boss of the agency, he was really cool, just laid back, chill guy. But you'll notice in this game, like Mondo has a robotic arm. Brian has like robotic features on his face and body. This is in a future where people are using robotics to kind of put their body together, like live longer and stuff. If a body part falls off, you want that, we'll fix it. We'll put robotics on there. So it's pretty cool. And it's also a game where people actually travel to the moon back and forth. Like it's a place people go and live and come back. So it's pretty crazy. But the characters are really cool. Of course, when you get into the gameplay and stuff, the enemy character stuff are really awesome as well. But that's pretty much the gist of the story. In a lot of Suda games, you are an assassin, like No More Heroes, and this game, Killer is Dead. So he likes assassination type stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much the story. It's pretty cool. Not the most in depth thing, but still a pretty neat storyline for an action game. I mean, what do you expect? But we'll go on in here to the gameplay. Now, this is a pretty much an action hack and slash combat game, but it's built heavily upon dodging and your reflexes in that. The combat is really simplistic. You're pretty much using, I use PS3, so you're using pretty much square to just attack with your sword the whole time. But you also have a side weapon, Mondo's arm, which kind of works like a gun. You can hold L1 to pull it up, and I believe it was R1 that actually shoots projectiles out of it. And you can actually upgrade this gun through Gigolo missions to turn it into a drill or an ice shot and different type of abilities like that. There also is a very light RPG aspect to the game, and where when you're traveling throughout the game, you notice what like Suda when they put in their games. There's things that are always in it, like reds and yellows and things of that nature. You collect roses to fill up your blood meter, and blood is what Mondo uses to power that arm. It's also what he uses to do like finishing moves with his katana. There is a mode you can go into when an enemy's weak enough for days. You hold down R1 and hit attack again, and it'll pretty much do an instant kill if you have enough blood in your blood meter. And while you're collecting different things like blood, there's yellow crystals that you can gather to upgrade abilities. That's like the things you would use to unlock new moves, unlock a healing ability for yourself, or dash or dodge quicker. So some little light RPG elements there. And there's also health upgrades when you're running into, I think it's these blue looking crystals. I'm not really sure what the names were. But once you collect enough, your health meter starts getting a little bit higher. So it does have some light RPG elements. And then the fact that you can unlock new moves. It's not a lot of moves though. You pretty much can only unlock a whirlwind attack or a vertical slice attack, some kind of dodge attacks. Nothing really super fancy or anything. But that's pretty much what this is, hack and slash and dodging. You're pretty much dodging opponents to get that perfect moment to do a counter attack with square. And it'll actually cue you. If you dodge an enemy at the perfect time, everything will slow down and you just hammer away at square and he's just slicing and dicing anything that's in front of him or the enemy in front of him. So if you're looking for a really in-depth hack and slash game, this isn't a really in-depth one. The thing that'll sell you for the combat is just the visuals and the art style of the game. But if you're in there for a deep, in-depth combat game, this isn't the one. When I play Suda ones, it's not really for the combat. It's for the visual aspect, the crazy, insane bosses you fight, and the story and the insane story they put in there. That's what you play a Grasshopper game for. But yeah, as far as the combat, that's pretty much it. There's no jumping or anything, no jump button. You're just walking down levels, which are missions. You'll go on the assassination mission, clear out the level, and most of the time at the end of each mission, there is a boss you fight. And the boss fights are where it's at. Again, it's just dodging and attacking, but it's a lot more difficult to dodge and attack. And sometimes you'll have to use Mondo's arm to actually shoot things, projectiles and stuff out the sky to help. But they're a lot more challenging in that you're not killing them instantly. You got to work at it. And I played on the normal difficulty, so it wasn't super hard. But there were times where I did have to die and resurrect with tickets and stuff you buy in the game. But nothing super difficult. I'm sure if you played on even harder levels, it'd be more challenging. But it was a lot of fun for the gameplay for me. It was nice having something simple to go back to and just enjoy visually and story-wise. There are also controversial Gigolo missions. I only did 3 or 4 of them. And basically all it was is you're going to a bar or hanging out with a woman, and you pretty much just put these glasses on, and these glasses let you see what's underneath her clothes. She's wearing bra and panties and stuff. And you're trying to get your meter build up to where you can give them a present, and once you earn enough hearts, they'll reward you with an item. Most of the time for me it was a weapon upgrade, but it was nothing to where, I mean, it seemed kind of dumb to me to be doing it to get weapon unlocks, but it didn't affect me or offend me at all. But I didn't see a real challenge into it. I don't know if you can really lose at it, but it was kind of silly just to put in there. I don't see what the big deal is about it. But anyways, I mean, that's coming from a guy's perspective, so maybe that's a problem. But I don't get my jollies off of cartoon characters and stuff on video games. But it also has additional side missions you unlock to kind of help you earn more experience and level up and stuff, and cool little side stories. There was some DLC that came with the game too that was really cool playing through. The game itself isn't that long. I think it totaled my tally with some of the I did some side missions and all the main missions and the Gigolo missions, and that was 6 hours and 13 minutes. So if you just focused on the main storyline, I think you could finish that in about 5 hours. But gameplay-wise, that's pretty much it. There was a one part where you're on a vehicle, but that wasn't too long. Most of the time it's just hack and slash, dodging, and we'll go right into the visuals with it, because that's where it was so cool. The visuals of this game, I just love the art style that Grasshopper do in their most recent games from the Wii on and stuff. They're just so cool, and even in Killer 7, they just have this awesome art style that's so signature to them, and I just think it looks amazing. And there are moves in here when Mondo's doing his sword attacks and dodging, where you can like see his. If you constantly get a combo working up where you got like a 50 hit combo, you'll start to notice that Mondo's sword starts to go faster. That might have been through some upgrading I did, or I'm not sure if it's like that from the beginning or not. And it'll start to change colors from a purple to a blue, and the sword starts getting faster when he attacks, and you can start seeing these blur images of where he was and where he's going. And I just thought that looked so cool. And even when he's dodging, seeing the blurs, or when he's dodges and does the attack with square where everything slows down. Just visually, I thought the game was amazing. I just love the graphics in Grasshopper games and Suda's games. They're just awesome. I love the visual aspect to them. The bosses are so imaginative and crazy looking. You're like, how did someone think of bosses like this? But only they could think them up. So they're pretty crazy, the bosses they think up, and it's really funny. Like the dialogue and stuff in the game is funny. Bosses are funny, and visually, just for a visual enjoyment, you gotta play this game. And the story I thought was pretty cool, even though you kind of see what's coming and stuff near the end. But I still thought it was cool how they always bring all these elements all together in Suda games. But soundtrack was cool while playing it. There's a song that plays all during the loading screens, a little jazzy tune that I really liked. But other than that, it's just like I was telling Dustin. I don't think it's a soundtrack I would put in just cruising down the road or anything. But it's kind of something I'd have to have the game in front of me, like it would fit with what I'm doing during the actual part that I'm playing out. But other than that, let's see, visuals, gameplay. Uh, that's about it. Now, where would it rank on my ranks of Suda games and Grasshopper? Which one I like the most? Shadows of the Dam still, hands down, is my favorite Grasshopper and Suda game. If you have not played Shadows of the Dam, you're really missing out because the story net is really cool. That's hilarious. Visually, again, it's awesome and stunning. But Killer is Dead, it's up there. I really liked it. If I was telling Dustin that if I was going to put it on a point scale, it'd be tough because no, it's not perfect. It's not the best storyline or nothing, but it's still a fun game to play through. And it was a perfect game I needed at that time with playing through Tales and Final Fantasy 14 and SMT4 on the 3DS. A lot of RPG heavy stuff. To throw a quick game like this in there to break all that up, it was perfect. And it really suited its need of what it was meant for. So, and it's a game that I will put back in to continue to do the rest of the missions and stuff because I had fun with it. Now, of course, I have Metal Gear Rising now, so that'll probably be the next thing I pop into PS3 to play as far as an action game when I need a break from these RPGs again. That's why you guys haven't been seeing a discussion up because I'm playing these RPGs and they're taking forever. But figured I'd throw this action game in there, Killer is Dead in there, and share my thoughts with you guys. I don't think it's as bad as people are saying. It's still a fun action game, hack and slash if you're into them. And like I said, just for the style alone, it's pretty awesome. So Killer is Dead. It's probably going to be one of those games that gets cheap pretty quick. So if you want to, just hold out. Wait till it gets to about 20, 40 bucks within that range and pick it up then. But if you're looking for a pretty fun hack and slash game just to have a good time with, I mean, this is pretty cool. So I guess that's about it. This won't be the longest discussion, but I think that's all it really needs for a game this short. So, but it's pretty fun. Like I said, give it a try. Suda51, Grasshopper manufacturer, underrated company. So give them some support if you can. And like I said, this company here, Xseed, anything we can do to give them support. So if you can buy it new, so Xseed can get some support. Because even if you don't like this game, they bring out a lot of good games that deserve our money here. So, anyways, that's it. I'm probably going to not play any games today because this is the first day of football season. It's Broncos versus Ravens tonight. That's what I'll be doing. So, anyways, like a gamer, like it out.